Good PM to C1. Good PM Miss Lisil Nasis. I am here in front of you to report in our group 1 and let's get started. Our group 1, we are assigned to report ethics for IT workers and IT users. And here are the members. The objectives to consider in our reporting is: first, what key characteristics distinguish a professional from other kinds of workers? And is an IT worker considered a professional? Second, what factors are transforming the professional services industry? The third one, what relationships must an IT worker manage and what key ethical issues can arise in each? We first, the IT professionals. Profession is a calling that requires specialized knowledge, long and intensive academic preparation. Just like the course that I am taking in college, for example, the electronics, and then if I am graduated, so before I have to apply a job, so I must have a specialized knowledge of what I am going to apply for me to make it easy to do such work that is being assigned to me by my employers. As professionals, it requires advanced training and experience. This is included in the study of our course, for example, and it must exercise discretion and judgment in their work, and it's normal. Their work cannot be standardized. Yes, it's true, because needs depend of the employer and the specific or the kind of work they had. Contribute to society, participate in lifelong training, assist other professionals, and this is just an initiative of that kind of person to of what he can contribute to the society. Carries special rights and responsibilities. This is very important, especially in the company. We have to look or we have to remember or to know the special rights of everyone, and most especially the responsibilities that the company has given to us. Second, the changing professional services industry. IT workers are considered part of the professional services industry. 7 forces are changing professional services. Then it includes client sophistication, able to drive hard bargains, governance due to major scandals, connectivity, instant communications, it is very important, transparency, view work in progress in real time, modularization, able to outsource modules, globalization, worldwide sourcing, commoditization for low-end services. And this is the picture. That picture is the relationship between IT workers and employers. And IT workers agree on many aspects of work relationship before workers accept job offer. Other aspects of work relationship defined in company's policy and procedure manual or code of conduct. Some aspects develop over time. And just like in City Argo campus, there's a policy and there's so many procedure or manual or code of conduct, and code of conduct or code of ethics. So there's a difference between that in students and the teachers or the dean. It is related in this topic. The second, relationship between IT workers and clients, as you can see in the picture, that is I consider to be of how I describe the relationship between IT workers and clients. Client makes decisions about project based on information, alternatives, and recommendations provided by the IT worker. Client trusts IT worker to act in client's best interest. IT worker trusts that client will provide relevant information, listen to and understand what the IT worker says, ask questions to understand impact of key decisions, and use the information to make wise choices. Just like in the school, if you have you have something that you cannot understand, so we will ask to our teachers in order to enlighten our mind. That is normal. Just like the relationship between IT workers and clients, it is related to each other. And the third pick, relationship between IT workers and suppliers. Develop good working relationships with suppliers. It is also related in our school. Students, the teachers, and the dean, and some people that have some people that is having a high position in the school. There must be a good relationship, a working relationship with each other, to encourage flow useful information ideas, to develop innovative and cost-effective ways of using the supplier in ways that the IT worker may have considered, by dealing fairly with them, by not making unreasonable demands. Yes, it is very important that it is beyond the limit. There's a limitation, so don't demand that is it is not beyond the limit.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Arby Aguilar from BIT 2C1, and this is my report. So let's start the report.
The fourth picture, relationships between IT workers and other professionals. As you can see in the picture, this maybe there's a meeting with them. Professionals feel a degree of loyalty to other members of their profession. Yes, loyalty is very important, even in our family. Professionals owe each other adherence to their profession code of conduct. Just like the other topic a while ago, there's a code of conduct. Ethical problems among the IT profession resumes inflation on 30% of US job applications, inappropriate sharing of corporate information, and this is very common among most of the companies, if not all, encounter this kind of problem. Information might be sold intentionally or shared informally with those who have need to know. Then picture number 15 is the relationship between IT workers and IT users. IT user, person using a hardware or software product. IT workers' duties, understand users' needs and Capabilities. Deliver products and services that meet those needs. Establish environment that supports ethical behavior. That the first one, the understand users' needs and capabilities. It should be done because just like the store, the consumers are always right. Establish environment that supports ethical behavior to discourages software piracy, to minimize inappropriate use of corporate computing resources, to avoid inappropriate sharing of information. This is related to cybersecurity. Should be you you have to know the limit of sharing in information. Then 17, relationship between IT workers and society. Society, the next reporter will be Kyle.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Aguilar from BIT 201, and this is my report. So let's start the report.
Good day, everyone. So let's move forward to professional codes of ethics. State the principles and core values that are essential to the work of an occupational group. Most codes of ethics include: first, what the organization aspires to become; second, rules and principles by which members of the organizations are expected to abide. Many codes also include commitment to continuing education for those who practice the profession. Next, the conceptual framework. It composed with: first, professional competence and due care; second, integrity; third, objectivity; fourth, confidentiality; fifth, professional behavior; and lastly, independence. Certification. It indicates that professional possesses a particular set of skills, knowledge, or abilities in the opinion of the certifying organization. Can also apply to a product. Generally voluntary. May or may not require adherence to a code of ethics. Employers view as benchmark of knowledge. Opinions are divided on value of certification. Government licensing. License is a government issued permission to engage in an activity or operate a business. Generally administered at the state level in the United States. Often requires that recipient pass a test. Some professionals must be licensed: doctors, lawyers, CPAs, medical and daycare providers, engineer. One goal: protect public safety.
Common ethical issues for IT users. Software piracy. Inappropriate use of computing resources such as erodes productivity and waste time could lead to lawsuit. Economies like one like mga productivity that waste time miss kay muna siya ko makay lead na sa economies kinang sa down sa mga kuan miss na inappropriate sharing of information, including every organization store vast amount of private or confidential data such as private data for employees and customers, and confidential information like companies and mga operators miss niya compliance. There are major of challenges to comply with multiple government and industry regulations that are sometimes in conflict, like to meet things changes, like implement software to track and record compliance actions, and hire management consultant for advice and training, create chief compliance officer's position, and the summary is professional na requires advanced training and experience na work, exercise, and the restriction of judgment in their work. Like always, they need to they need to training miss so that they can they can like they can do their work miss without judgment of others. Their work cannot be standardized. From a legal standpoint, a professional has passed the state license requirements miss and has earned the right to practice in a states. IT professionals have many different relationships, each is own initial issues, potential, and problems.
Miss, so ako lang i-continue ang ban kay ako man ang page 23. So ang meaning na namin gidyari, ako lang siya basahon. And then na naman sa ang explanation. Una ako lang na siya ikuan miss, basahon lang siya miss na reporting. So IT professional malpractice. IT professional malpractice. Negligence, not doing something that a reasonable person would do or doing something that a reasonable person would not do. So, ako lang siya batangan o kamay miss. Ano siya, dili siya basta-basta makabuhat if wala sa mga pagpahibalo sa uban nga kuan niya nga kauban. Next, duty care, obligation to protect people against unreasonable harm or risk. So, ang under niya is reasonable person standard and reasonable professional standard. So, ang reasonable person standard kay kana siya. Reasonable person standard kay muna siya ang kanang person na siya nga normal na compare sa professional kay nasa with license, so expert na siya ana. Then professional malpractice, professionals who breach the duty of care are liable for injuries that their negligence causes. So, ano siya ang may mga accident, for example, may mga accident. So, ilaha gini sila mga kuan. Ilaha sila motubag. So, IT users, employees, ethical use of IT is an area of growing concern because of increased access to. So, ang under niya kay tulo ka buok. Personal computers, corporate information systems and data, the internet. So internet, so makakuha na itaon sa na internet. Internet, so muna gamiton na to para surf na to or use for game or YouTube, etc. Personal computer, so mayroon na mga private, so ikaw rin gamit ang mga family. Corporate information systems and data, so ano yung mga gamit niya nga samples, mga data nimo or save mo mga file. So next, supporting the ethical practices of IT users, policies that protect against abuses. So ang under niya is set forth general rights and responsibilities of users, create boundaries of acceptable behavior, enable management to punish violators. So ang kanin siyang set forth general rights and responsibilities of users. So responsible na yun sa user nga saan niya ang way niya nga para ma-safe ang iyang accounts or kung saan man niya yung mga kuhan para di siya ma-hack. So create boundaries ang acceptable behavior. So puputang siya mga gap sa other nga na yung mga hacker or mga unsa pa na diya nga enable management to publish. So mga pag permission niya usa maka-open. So muna siya. Next, the policy component include. So, ang under niya is establishing guidelines for use of company software, defining appropriate use of IT resources, structuring information systems to protect data and information, installing and maintaining a corporate firewall. So, paano mo na siya? Sabotable na siyang upat sa policy components include. So, that's all for my report and thank you.